What's up, good people? This is ThoughtformZ on the case. I am your host, My Works, and today we are here with my man, Suede Jenkins.
Hey, what's happening? Black is beautiful, man.
Black is beautiful, baby. Black is beautiful. Yes, man. Thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. You know, been trying to link with you for a minute. Definitely, you know, on the musical tip. And, you know, I'm glad that you're here, man. You know,
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for, you know, sharing your platform with me and, you know, let me tell my story or whatever, you know what I mean?
Of course, man. Of course,
good
man.
About this.
Oh, definitely, man. It's beautiful. You know, and, you know, man, I kind of just wanted to just sort of start off on a vibe, right?
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to just play one of your joints real quick. You know what I mean?
All right.
So here we go. Check this out, y'all.
Take away the best of me. You're everything I need. Don't take away the best of me. You're everything I need. Don't take away the best of me. Take away the best of me. Take away the best of me. A permanent part. We making this art, kissing me sugar, make me see colors. Fuck all the others, I'm cutting them loose. No pussy on earth could tie me. And then she cuff it. I'm like, fuck it, she already inside me. Ruling my brain all of my day, baby, you sunshine. It'll be dark, it'll be crime, can't let them take mine. I got the baddest chick in the game, making my chain status. And this for them lames who knew the tricks but could not produce the magic. What's up? It's tragic, ain't really want it. But now that you know, you never gon' have it. You think you can take it, you got the balls to test my resolve. She already mine, if you was for real, she'd already be gone.
Yes, sir. Yo, that was a vibe, bro. That was
Definitely the vibe.
That was a vibe, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm doing that too.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, before we, you know, dive into a little bit about who you are and so forth. Tell us about that.
All right. Well, you know, I was building a project, I should say. I was building a project, brick by brick, doing this album, doing this work, and I had this, I had that joint, and I was like, yo, I need some visuals for this project. You know what I'm saying? I need some visuals for the song. I'm really digging this song. So
and what's the name of that? What's the name of that project?
That was the Rocket Man project. At that time, you know, I was working on Rocket Man. That was my first concept album that I put out on Spotify. You can get it Spotify.
Hit them up on Spotify. Yeah, I got a video. We'll have all the links in this joint. Yeah, Suede Jenkins.
And the sister that's in the video, she's a writer. Her name is Danielle. And she came, you know, she was helping me write treatments for videos for that album. You know, she was helping me write the story, you know, and come up with the concepts of the visual concepts of it. And I was just like, yo, I want to do this video. I needed a love interest, you know, like I need somebody to play the female in this video. And I said,
so she helped you write the concept for the video for that whole thing. So y'all sat together and wrote.
Yeah, we met up. You know, we were doing writing sessions and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this video right now. So I found my friend Takala. He donated his space.
Shout out to Takala.
You know, Sunspot Studios.
Oh, man.
That I could do the video in, and my man Mark Anthony Benson.
Okay.
Benson, right? I needed somebody to hold the camera, and you know, and the dude that chloroformed me in the video, he was the dude that he was just his friend who came to help him with the shoot.
Oh, so he was just a random dude that came in.
We put it together. We said, "Yo, put a nylon over your face." So, you know what I'm saying? Like you're really.
So it just came together at the moment.
It was crazy organic and quick because we didn't have that much time, and I was just like, let's see what we can do. Like what kind of how we can make this come off good in this span of time that we had with the limited resources we had, and it came out pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I did the editing on it, and I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you taking on multiple hats now. So you saying you made the music, right? Yeah. You recorded it,
yes.
Then you mixed it, of course, right? And then you helped write the joint, right. and then you edited it.
Yeah, I edited it. Yeah. I mean, you know, when I'm the ultimate band in the box type thing.
That's a lot of work that goes into putting a project out. I mean, a lot of people don't really think about like how much it takes for one person as a creative to get their project out, and a lot of times you have to rely on multiple hands to do that. And then when you're someone that's that creative, you can also do all this yourself. You're cutting out a lot of, you know, I mean, it's sort of how the industry is sort of now.
It's not, you know, it wasn't my intention, right? Because you can't do everything, but it's, you know, it's tiring, you know.
It takes a lot.
You can't stretch yourself that thin, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's good to get people who specialize in whatever they specialize in to help you, whatever you need. You know, it's good to get somebody to mix your record for you, master it, somebody to do the video, do your photos, you know, marketing, all that kind of stuff, styling you. You know, you can do it yourself if you have to, and we had to, right? Because I didn't have the budget, I didn't have the staff, right? But
I mean, for a small project, that was an amazing piece. I really appreciated it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
How long ago was that song?
That was, I would say that was like 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Right before the pandemic hit. Yeah. So it took a lot out of people to put out a lot of stuff at that time to be able to work with people. So you were able to get together with someone and to be able to put that. And that was a tough time for people to put out creative projects.
The best time. You know, we out here, you know, working from home, you had your time to do things, and you had to utilize the time. I mean, it wasn't so close to the pandemic. I think it was the summer before the pandemic. So, matter of fact, let me see. Yeah, it was probably the summer before the pandemic, and or the spring before the pandemic, and we put it together. But it was destined, before the big shutdown, and
I mean, it's kind of interesting that the title of the song, it's what Best of Me. I mean, you think about that, like hitting right before the pandemic, and then like a lot of changes happened within people. It almost feels like the best of us was taken out of us. We lost so many people and so much. It's almost like that song was like preparing us for a moment.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it was a great thing for me to start really releasing music. I've been doing music for so long and trying to build on my craft for so long.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, you've been in the game for a minute. We first met back in the early ThoughtformZ days.
Right.
A lot of people don't know ThoughtformZ used to be a gallery, soundstage, performance place, and you were one of the people that I was lucky enough to meet. We had Jamaica handling all the bookings, and you were one of the guys that I think you did a set there, I think, a couple of times.
Yeah, I did a set there once, I think. Yeah, once.
And didn't you do a joint with us on Lower East Side? Over there? Yes. Yeah.
So it was that time was great, man. We had the energy. The energy was prime. It was lovely. Everybody I think I knew at that time was multi-creative people. And the expression was out there, and very smart people, and it was great. I was doing a lot of poetry back at that time too. I was in a group called the Vibe Chameleons at that time with C.A.C.E, Kafele, Mums, the Schema, Takala, and even before that, there were a lot of people in that group. And that paved the way for me to come and do my thing on stage. And I got a grand education from listening to a lot of great speakers and a lot of great thinkers at that time. And the stage was set for a lot of people to come through and drop their jewels and, blow up or not.
I mean, yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Mums came out of that crew. Rest in peace, the Mums. It was a lot of people that kind of like stepped up their game. Saul Williams and all that. During that time, that was a great era. A lot of creative thinkers. That pushed the limit on culture. Came out of that time, and now we're having a different residue that's left over from that's sort of carrying into a new conscious era. When you have the ones like Kendricks and the other cats that are stepping up on a big stage.
They have something to say as well. Their energy is off the chain. I mean, I feel like at our time it was the thing to be seen. We needed to be seen. A lot of this thing is virtual now and on video now, and you don't even have to be in the same place.
Now it's a new era of promoting music and so forth. So, all right. So you came out of the time. Where were you from? Where are you? What area? Because you came up in New York. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm originally from the Bronx, right? Gun Hill Road, Co-op City.
I know that area.
241st Street.
Okay.
The beginning of Mount Vernon. At Yonkers. That was my stomping grounds in the beginning, and there were people in that era like the Just Dice, all the Kumo D, KRS-One, all the Bronx, all the people from that part of the Bronx anyway, that inspired me to get into hip hop and music on that end, and then I got introduced through art school. People from Brooklyn,
So you went to art school.
Yeah, I went to art and design high school, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were a visual artist as well.
Yeah, I was a film student. I was a photography film student at first. But you had to take an art test to get into that school. You had to know how to work visually with different mediums and stuff like that. So it was a great place to meet people. I met people from Queens. Our school had so many different people in it. Kwame, Organized Confusion, Sticky Fingers. I mean, we had a lot of people doing music in there. Pharaoh Mars, like I said.
So you came up with a lot of different creatives that were deeply into their craft at that time.
Yeah, I got totally open to the different boroughs that were popping. So from the Bronx, I moved to Harlem. Harlem was a great time for me. Then I moved to Queens for a little while. I don't really like Queens too much, but it was
a lot of people don't really like. No, I mean, no hate to Queens, yo. Y'all are part. I mean, listen, we just had Pudge on the show. He's from Queens. A lot of people represent from Queens. You know what I'm saying?
It's like living in New York City, but I didn't really like. I lived in Flushing, Queens, and there was nothing really popping over there. So, and then I moved to Brooklyn, and. Well, matter of fact, I moved to Harlem, then I moved to Brooklyn, and I lived.
He had a detour. And then he went about it too.
I took a stint, in this borough, in a stint in Queens, and then I moved back to Brooklyn.
Okay.
And Brooklyn's been my home ever since, except for when I moved to Jersey City.
I think we all moved to Jersey City for like a quick minute, right? Yeah, and then we'd be like, I can't do it.
I was always in Brooklyn, so I had, eventually.
No hate to Jersey City. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
No hate to anyone. I just, it didn't last for me. The love of living anywhere stopped for me in Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. I love the people in Brooklyn, the people I've met in Brooklyn. And there's a lot of people I've met in Brooklyn that ain't even from Brooklyn at all. Not even from New York.
There's a lot of people that live in Brooklyn that's not from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's a great, it's a magical place. It's a magical place. So, my poetry, my poetry career started with people I know I met in Brooklyn. And doing work at the New York Poets Cafe. It was a real great time because we were able to share the energy in the same room and not worry about getting sick and, you know what I'm saying, and super spreading and stuff like that. It was great. We was on the floor snapping our fingers to the poetry, listening to the scholars, going to the armories for lectures, learning how to cleanse our bodies and all this stuff, and be powerful Black people and smart and intelligent Black people. It was a great time. It was a great time. I enjoyed it, I learned, started producing beats on my own,
So let's talk about that a little bit. So we talked about music theory and all that kind of stuff. You and I had a conversation. So you're a self-taught producer.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a self-taught producer because, people would tell you to, I had a love for it, and I didn't want to ask people to make my music the way I wanted to make my music. I think.
So did you start off with other producers first, or did you just jump like straight out the gate and was like
one of the producers that was like a mentor to me, even though he may not think he was my mentor, like I looked up to him. His name is Issei Southwell, and his sister had worked for a record company, and I was friends with his sister. And this guy did music for a lot of big name people, and I think he was gonna make beats for me and my partners at the time. I think we had a group called Biz and Knuckles, It was me and my friend Pro, and we had.
Seems like you had a bunch of groups.
Yeah, it's always good to make music with other people. You know, sometimes it gets lonely with your own ears all the time with your own music, and sometimes you don't. You want that other flavor. Some people can do things that you're not really proficient in, and or they have an added kind of personality.
A different little vibe that gives it a different sort of magic to happen to it.
I always like to work with other people. It never tends to last, but you grow apart just like any other relationship. This person wants to do that, and you're like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. And I'm usually the dude that's like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna do something else. So he was making beats for us. We even made a little stint with DR Period, the producer from MOP's earlier stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so a lot of Brooklyn cats used to bless me with inspiration and good vibes to keep pushing myself and my music. So I loved it here. But I needed to start crafting my sound, so I bought an MP. And I asked C.A.C.E to teach me how to use it. And, like a lot of producers that I've met, they tell me they can't really teach me how to use it. They can teach me how to operate it, how to turn it on, what I need to.
But using it was your inflection, your whole vibe to it.
To be my journey, So I sometimes it works that you get somebody who shows you a few things here, half loaf here, half loaf here. I'm making sandwiches now,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you feel that you got proficient enough with working with your friend producers to get, your skills going? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, over time, I was a dog with a bone. I was learning, YouTube. I was learning here and there, picking up tricks here and there, and I just threw myself into it. And when I learned how to do it from a computer, it was on. I didn't have so much outboard gear, because when I started with the MP, it was just the MP, speakers, all the outboard gear that I had to get the MP with the 8 outs. I had a board, I had a mixing board, all that kind of stuff. And then every time that I had to get something serviced, man, I was just like, man, I'm down for a week, or I'm down for 2 weeks until they send me a new one or give me this repaired or whatever like that. I was just like, man.
Yeah, it was driving you crazy, the whole service.
So I got into the computers and I was just like, yeah, this is the motor right here. This is the motor. I'm in the motor right now.
So what are you working on now?
I work on Machine and Logic.
Okay.
That's it.
So you like that flow?
Oh yeah. I was with Reason and Digital Performer. But I like the Machine. I like what I can do with it. I like Logic. I like everything about Logic, to tell you the truth. I like Logic.
So you've now become this dope producer, because the beats that I'm hearing is just crazy. It's just like, to me, you should already be already blown.
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's the rumor. I'm supposed to be out of here. And
you got that sound, bro. Your sound is crazy out of this world, bro.
I appreciate that. I spent a lot of time trying to craft my sound and craft who I am as an artist and what I want to say. And I think that's my journey. That was the important thing for me to learn how to do.
So how much time are you putting in work? 'Cause you're like me, you're a family man, and you're working and so forth. Not only are you working, you've been an educator, you've been teaching people, some drawing skills. You do a lot, man. How do you get the time in to do this whole production thing?
Well, I'm blessed that my partner, my wife, is an artist. And she understands that I need the space because she needs that space to create herself, right? She's a dope jewelry designer. And I'm in the other room in the back making my music. So we give each other that kind of space and encouragement. And my son is great. You know, he's my litmus. Every time I let him listen to something or I open the door, if I see his head is bopping as he's playing his Xbox, then I know I'm going in the right.
They're the tests and so forth. That's interesting, man. A lot of, I don't know if he's a creative or whatnot, but there's a lot of, I love families that have, you know, that have an atmosphere going on in the house, and that their children is exposed to it without it being like a thing where like, I gotta go someplace else to go do this thing. I'm doing it in front of you, letting you see who I am and what I'm doing. You know, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, your kids have to see you do it to know that they can do it, whatever it is, right? So he has nothing but examples around him at all times about following your passion, so that when he discovers what his true passion is now, because these kids are gods on earth, right? They do everything and anything they want to do. When he kind of zeroes in on what he wants to do, he'll have the example of how Pops was like, where everybody was asleep. I would get up in the middle of the night and I'd be making my music, or I'd be recording something and mixing something. His mom is clanging on the anvil, bending metal, dealing with gems, you know, and he goes to work with her as well. So
just a creative family.
Yeah,
man.
we gotta keep it going. We gotta, you know.
You know, I was thinking, man, it might be a good time right now to jump into another one of your joints, yo. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna play. You know what? I'm gonna just hit the button, bro. Right. Check it out.
So reckless, preach that positive zealotous, too beggy to be so militant. Won't like, need followers, pimp my art, hustle for the dollar, bruh. Just a name till I hear the people holler, yo. Can't let it go to my brain, but where it gon' go? I used to lock it up, but now it's like it can't grow. But lucky me, still get it lit, still got motherfuckers won't see. Spit like a boss, got bars like drinks on me. Got so much game like I got that motherfucker for free. And I'm out here stunting on these youngins like fuck your dreams. Till it's ash in the earth. The music gone bad like milk when it turned. But it's cool cause it trend. It's the net, it's a trap. It's these white cats giving cheese to these rats. Fake racks on these broads look good, can't trust it. We just caught up in seduction, dance to it, can't love it. Gon' crush it if a grown man touch it. They flow good for nothing. Wake me when they saying something. Fuck you mean? Still get it lit, still got motherfuckers won't see. Spit like a boss, got bars like drinks on me. Got so much game like I got that motherfucker for free. And I'm out here stunting on these youngins like fuck your dreams. Fuck your dreams. Can't call it hate, y'all just ain't great. The rest carry the trait, your range just ain't safe. I put fork to plate, got me putting on weight. Pockets thump like Amber, and I'm savage all day. Listening to these records like, fuck y'all say. Without the music it would just be bad shit cray. I'm sure like no Steph still got Clay. These new weirdos ain't got no sway with me. Still still get it lit, still got motherfuckers won't see. Spit like a boss, got bars like drinks on me. Got so much game like I got that motherfucker for free. And I'm out here stunting on these youngins like fuck your dreams. Fuck your dreams. Fuck your dreams.
And we're back. Yo, man, that was pretty dope, bro.
Yeah, give thanks.
You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Decca for shooting that video. That's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Hoods to Woods joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, shout out Hoods to Woods.
You know, y'all definitely look that up. Hoods to Woods. Donate to that. That's a dope project. Hopefully I can have him on the show. We can talk about that in the future. So, yo, man, the whole... How did you get to be Suede Jenkins, man? Because like it seems like you got this persona that's like, there's other things I want to talk about within this too, but how did you develop into Suede Jenkins?
Well, you know, as you grow as an artist, I was evolving and morphing, and at first I was Soul, right? My middle name is Solomon, and
so we're getting a little tap into the government joint right there.
No, I'm not gonna say my I would never respond to my government name unless I'm at work or somebody who's writing me a check needs to know how to get into my bank account.
Because I find it very, very interesting because it's like a lot of people that I'm interviewing now and talking with, they have this persona that they're dealing with through their creative, work.
Yeah, it's like you're growing and you're creating your brand, and my brand was Soul, right? So it was like every time I would get on stage, everybody would be like, Soul, like Soul Train, because I would come with the soul, they feel, that's what they were feeling like. I came with the soul. Yeah, basically I did, but, and, then after that, when I started really getting into the producing part, I called myself the B-side Frankenstein, right? Because I felt like a lot of my joints was those rare B-sides that you listen to.
Always the dope joints. That was always the doper joints for some reason. I don't know why it went like that.
Yeah, so I call myself the B-side Frankenstein because it's like I take pieces of things all over the place and make something. Like how he took pieces of the different men to make that monster. And that's what I said. I got monster on the track.
Well, it kind of ties into some of your artwork. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. Yeah. But go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
And then it evolved into Suede because I started doing a lot of work. A lot of work in general was geared towards women and my relationships, right? So because I didn't have a spot on the corner. I wasn't hustling. I wasn't shooting people. I
noticed that in a lot of your music, it seems you have stories and so forth, like whole projects dedicated. Like I don't know if can I drop the name of the Jody project? You know what I'm saying? Because it had a whole story that went with it.
Yeah, because that's the story, right? The boy meets girl type story. The boy loses girl. It's all of us getting together, and I like situational writing. I like writing about things like one of my favorite movies was Claudine. It's Claudine, right? So that was like, wow, man, I really love that way that we interact as, men and women and going through our things and how the love is so deep and everything.
So Suede kind of just slid in, first of all, it was very black, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to be like, yo, black. You know what I'm saying?
Very black, you know what I'm saying? It's not like...
It's regular black. It's regular black. Like I said, I was on the train the other day and I saw these two officers, both of them black women, and I looked at their tags and one was named Smith and the other one was named Jenkins.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Well, Jenkins family rolls deep. Yeah. So I kind of, well, Suede came from my friend Jasiri Kafele. He used to refer to.
Shout out to C.A.C.E. Shout out C.A.C.E. He helped me build the studio.
Making love in the mood with women. He used to call that Suede. So I was like, wow, that's really one of the dopest thing I ever heard being referred to was like Suede. I was just like, what? Okay,
you can feel it. You can feel that. You know,
I am Suede, right? And then Jenkins, so that you know that this is black love I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This is black. You can't mistake Suede Jenkins for nothing but black love. This is a brother talking to his black woman. Yeah, you know. And or beefing with his woman, or anything. And Jody, as a matter of fact, was the perspective of the well, you always hear like the married man going with the woman and having a side chick, but Jody was the side piece. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You remember in the army, they used to hear stories about Jody done got your girl and gone, right? So that was where I picked that up from, that idea. And all the songs are about, me meeting this woman, hanging out with this woman, going through racial profiling with this woman, falling for this woman, realizing that I should just leave this woman alone at the end of it all.
So you created a whole universe that, like, you're dealing within this story. So it's not even just a song.
No, it's a
whole relation. So the whole album project, wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You get taken through the whole thing.
Yeah, a lot of the work is relationship based, and it runs the course of a relationship. Like from beginning to end, you're gonna have to see it through.
So you're a writer. You're a serious writer. You like to take the time to fully think out a project, and so I can see why what's happening now with the internet and so forth is so not in your pocket. I'm not saying it's not in your pocket, because you're like me. I like to take a time to put a project out and like to give it its full texture, not rushing it and just jumping on a camera and so forth.
It's a conversation, right? So in any conversation, you got to really know who you're talking to. And I'm not just talking to anybody. That's why just not anybody really gets with my music or with what I'm saying or my vibe or whatever like that. And my album before that was called My Forever Vibe. So it was a lot of what I want to communicate to my people, or people that are listening, right? Because those are only really people that count. If not the people that ain't trying to get with me, it's only the people that's trying to pick up what I'm dropping,
So that's why I'm noticing in the video, you seem to be very comfortable with wearing your grays and not concerning yourself about that. I even asked my daughter, should I, dye my beard and so forth. It doesn't seem like that is even a part of your thought process.
Nah, because I'm not hollering at young people. You know what I'm saying? The women I'm talking to are women in my age bracket. And that's something that I feel is strong now, right? I think people are just now getting on that, where they are acting their age and they're not afraid of their age, and they're dealing with people in their own age bracket. It's a waste. It's, it would be a waste for me to be hollering at young women when there's so many. I'm not hollering at any women right now, but
let's make this clear, okay? Let's just shout out. I know his wife, so you know what I'm saying.
If I was, I wouldn't be. It'd be a waste. I need somebody who knows what part of the journey I'm on and can appreciate what I can appreciate. I there's a lot, and there's a lot for me to learn, and I don't think that I can be inspired by the youth and by these other people that's coming up after me, I'm very inspired by a lot of people like that, but I need people in my own, in my own
people
age
who's
group.
going to understand where you're coming from and be able to
in a real way.
Right. I call it the mature music movement.
Right. Yeah, it is mature music. It's because I'm mature. Like I can't get around that, nor should I even be trying to get around that, right? I'm not going to put young in front of my name, right? Like, why? Why?
Yo, you know what's funny? You spoke of C.A.C.E. One time he told me, he said, and I think I was probably in my 30s at the time, right? And he said, yo, man, when they speak about the youth, they're not talking about you. Right. you know what I'm saying? Right. That one hurt a little bit when he said it, man, but it was the truth. He said they're not talking about you, bro.
Nah, they're talking about I mean, when you talk about the youth, people in their 20s now, when I hear them talking and they say that they refer to themselves as old or 30 years old, they talk about they're old. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
you don't know what old is. You're talking about.
I think that's very interesting now, right? Because the viability is you start losing it, right? Mm-hmm. Our generation, we felt like we were losing it, but we didn't really lose anything. Some of the best artists that I know or that I admire are mature people, or people middle-aged, or people,
what's funny is we listen to a lot of the music that we actually listened to when we were younger were mature music. It's just that it's just, but now it's so catered towards trends and so forth. So you have to fulfill.
This is not a bad thing. This is how they communicate with each other. I feel like they have their own communication, and we have our own communication.
I mean, I don't want to sound like an old dude or old head coming in here talking about, what I'm saying? But
it's just not. They're not talking to me. Right. Even if I understand what they're talking about, they're not talking to me. Just like when I'm talking when I'm in a group of brothers and stuff like that, and I'm talking, if they're young people that I'm surrounded with, I'm talking to them, trying to inspire them to do what they got to do and to be great, like I know that they are. If I'm around like people my own age, I'm like, and I'm not, I'm not old either, but I'm definitely not a teeny bopper, right?
Neither one of us are, bro. We are definitely not in that lane.
Which would tell my age by me saying teeny bopper, right? But, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, this world we live in right now. It's an amazing time.
I find that sometimes, I think the problem that the line that goes there, a lot of times they think that mature music won't be good music. Like, Dad, you got, like my test, like you said, your litmus test was letting, if your kid was bopping his head to it, then you got something popping, So I kind of did you find yourself adjusting a little bit to like knowing that, all right, I got to do something to make his head bop, or you still staying true to the original Suede path? Like, do you find yourself morphing it all? Because a lot of your music I hear, it sounds like music that's out now, that are the big cats, right? So when I hear updated sound, so it's not like you're outdated or anything.
No, well, I mean, I want my music to be played alongside all this other music. And I do love certain elements of the music that's out today. So I use it because I like it. And because that I wasn't out to be a has-been, right? So I wasn't, or once was, right? I was never really propelled into the forefront like that. My career didn't go that way. So I can always evolve with the music that I hear and the music that I have access to, the sounds I have access to, the musicians that I have access to. I think it's great that I could have these elements, because look, if I was in Spain, right, I'd have to speak Spanish. you know, to at least be able to get certain services and stuff like that. So, I mean, I kind of feel like...
So you adapt a little bit to according to what the times are. So you have that ear that you can, you know...
Yeah, I'm not afraid of it. I mean, like the BPMs may go up, but I still, you know, I still am talking in my own way. You know, I'm still... Whether I use oils or watercolor, it's still my paintings. You know, it's still my works. Okay, it's still my works, right? So it's just a different medium. It's just a medium for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, speaking of different mediums, I noticed a while back on IG, you started posting a lot of your drawings and so forth. And then it turns out, yo, bro, you talented doing that as well. How did that, I mean, that just popped up? I mean, what's going on there?
Well, I've always been a visual artist, and I've been, and being that I was in art school, I had to take life drawing and certain aspects of, painting and understanding certain aspects of art and art history in order to be at that school. Really, I feel like I don't need a break in my creative space. Like when I'm doing music, and if I feel stuck on music, I keep my creative juices going, my inspiration going, you know, by drawing and by doing digital paintings and collages and stuff like that. I keep that going because I will always want to be creating something. I want to art every day.
You want to keep the fluid just running. You want the faucet to keep going. Yeah. And if you shut it off, you feel what's going to happen.
Well, I don't feel like anything is going to happen, but I feel like when it's practice, you know, it's practice. I don't think there's no difference between creating a drawing than creating a beat.
So you want to keep the creative thoughts forming. You wanted to here I go again. Creative thought forms. You want to keep it going, and so that you're in the flux. Energy is all happening continually.
When I was doing the Rocket Man album, in between that, I was thinking of myself like a spaceman, and I started doing a lot of work that looked like spaceman things and aliens.
So you're almost like a method creator. Like you get into the space of you start doing the things that are sort of revolved around that kind of thing.
I become that, you know what I'm saying? Because I am that. You know, I can't. One thing I don't want to do is ever front about who I am, on what I like, or what makes me move. You know, I can't be that character. I am a character, but I can't be just any character. You know, after a while, you don't know who you are and who that is, you know? So I am, even though I use the name Suede Jenkins as my performance name, that's me.
So what part of the day do you feel that you're Suede Jenkins and the other part of the day that you're soul?
Well, I'm soul when I go to work, you know, and that's about the only time I'm soul, right? That's the only time. The other time, I'm totally relaxed. I'm chopping it up with my son.
So you're not necessarily Suede Jenkins, but you're sort of in a different stratosphere of where I'm trying to like where that character lives or where that creative energy comes from. I mean, is that a little bit of a sort of a description?
Well, I don't think, like I feel like maybe I feel like Suede is more who I am, right, than soul, because you put on more of a face for the world than you do when you're relaxed in your element. You know, I feel like when I'm relaxed in my element, this is really who I am. You know, this is really who I am. The guy who gets up and goes to work every day and puts a smile on his face and stuff like that. I'm in I would say download time. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting inspired. I'm getting my thoughts together. I'm at my job. You know, when I come home, it's on, right? Matter of fact, when I step out the building that I work in, when I work in, it's just like my walk
it's gone.
is different. My work is different. My walk is different. The look on my face is different. You know, my energy is totally different.
So you would feel that, you know, when you're out the corporate, you're being who you really are in your
who I really want to be.
Who you really want to be.
Right, because the music is who I really want to be, and and the artist is who I really want to be, and not that I'm not being him, but I can't give that to everyone.
Well, on that note, I'd like to play another joint.
All right.
Left. Your eyes, your smile, your breath. Will I survive your depth? I'm swept into a world that's nearly next to you, but never will be something real to touch. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love.
Your love is this ocean deep. I love to swim you, but I tend to drown. You're so deep, set adrift in the pools of your eyes. Still, the water is fine. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Already gave. I'm already your slave.
Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. Don't tell me you ain't ready for my love. And all that's left, your eyes, your smile, your breath. Will I survive your depth? I'm swept into a world that's nearly next to you, but never will be something real to touch and feel me. And all that I can hope to do is hope you'll feel me. And all that I can hope to do is hope you'll feel me. And all that I can hope to do is hope you'll feel me. And all that I can hope to do is hope you feel me. And all that I can hope to do is hope you feel me. And all that I can
Yeah, fam, you ain't gotta worry about if I feel it. That joint is crazy.
Thanks. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm loving that. Yo, man.
That was with this. That was a project I did with my friend Kwame Brand Pierce and his lady, and we called ourselves Chocolate Orphan.
Chocolate Orphan.
Yeah, it's like and we chocolate orphan family for life. So, you know, there's gonna be more.
I know
stuff
Kwame from the ThoughtformZ days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he's the man over there on the keys. You know what I mean? So, you're working on this Jody project, and is that gonna drop soon, or what's gonna look like?
It's gonna drop this December. It's gonna drop in December. And in the meantime, I'm making, you know, I have other works that I'm working on too.
Yeah, let's hear all about it, man. I want to drop some links so that people can get to you. He's on SoundCloud. He got the whole joint.
Everything is Suede Jenkins. Everything's Suede
Suede Jenkins, baby. Suede Jenkins, baby.
Yeah, at Apple Music on SoundCloud, and IG Suede Jenkins. My visual art is on Suede Unlimited. So
please check that out too. He's dope.
Yeah.
He's dope with the pen and the colors. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, and I'm just gonna keep making this music and giving the people what they want. You know, what I think they want or what I want to share. To tell you the truth, is like I'm gonna give the people what I want to share. You know, I'm leaving.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you gotta do what you feel. And the thing is that it's not like it ain't dope. It's dope. So like you gotta keep going.
I think it's dope. Yeah, I think it's dope. And I'm gonna be delving into a lot of different things. You're gonna see me more. You're gonna see Suede Jenkins more. You're gonna. And you're gonna love what you see. That's.
And then I'm gonna try to get in on it too. We're gonna do a little collab. Hopefully, we will be showing this to you at the end of this joint. You know.
All right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
But yo, man, thank you for coming through. It was dope sitting there chopping with you, man. And I'm hoping to have you back when you got a project that you can just feature real quick. And so
I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. You know, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. I'm here for it.
So thanks everyone for watching. This is ThoughtformZ on the Case. I am My Works, your host. Please hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when we got our next video up. Also, please subscribe and like all our videos. Thank you very much.